Highlands Rewilding. Our purpose is nature recovery and community prosperity through rewilding taken to scale in Scotland, then beyond. Our mission is leadership in the embryonic nature recovery market.
At Highlands Rewilding, the company I founded, we think we have a plan to do this. We've been active for 5 years in landscapes like this and other habitats that need to be restored. And we think that we can get to ethical levels of profitability within 4 years.
We're preparing for monetization of our own natural capital, but also aiming for a lead in helping make nature a trustably investable asset class on behalf of our entire nascent industry and the planet. We have 4 land management partnerships based on long-term leases with 4 different landowners spanning more than 1,700 hectares in Inverness-shire and Argyll and Bute. Barahormond and Danner and Ulva in Argyll and Bute, and north and south Bunloit above Loch Ness, as you see. From these estates, we project £72.5 million of net profit over the next 15 years. That's our share, the company's share. We have a plan that scales from these 4 sites to 45 over 15 years. That's a tiny fraction of the accessible market, and that yields nearly 20% 15-year IRR. We've had 2 previous investment rounds in which we raised £11 million. We're seeking a further 1.5 by the end of December this year. We already have committed 847,000. That leaves 657 unallocated. And then our plan is to raise a further £6 million later in 2026. That will be enough to get us to break even in 2029.
If we can do it, we unlock a huge prize, because success in that would persuade big private financial institutions, pension funds and the like, to invest the kinds of money that we will need if we and companies like Highlands Rewilding are to get this nature restoration process to the national scale we need to actually reverse the problem.
What do we mean by nature recovery? Let me give you a live example. To the left of the water here, a temperate rainforest nature reserve. To the right, remnants of rainforest on land that Highlands Rewilding manages. We'll extend these remnants judiciously, weaving in other land uses such as adaptive grazing, measurably sequestering carbon and increasing biodiversity as we do so. Our granular on-the-ground data collection is winning really good peer reviews and raising confidence in this coming natural capital monetization market. Here you see 2 maps making the points. The details don't matter. It just shows the level of granularity that we're going into, in this instance, on Tavialic planning temperate rainforest expansion. What will we be selling? Carbon sequestered and biodiversity uplifted. Our carbon will come primarily from woodland creation, native woodland creation, under an established rule book, the Woodland Carbon Code. The tons of carbon we sequester will have value added to them by biodiversity uplifted in parallel. We call this charismatic carbon. Our biodiversity uplifted is measured using a rule book devised by DEFRA. And here you see a map of that metric applied in baselining for the Bunloit estate, north and south. Here to the right, you see the uplift projected after 30 years using that rule book, the number of units per hectare being picked out by the intensity of colour. And we price our biodiversity units conservatively at £18,000 per unit. Prices higher than that are being achieved in the market in England. We also price the charismatic carbon conservatively, starting at £85 a tonne, and prices of up to £125 have been achieved for charismatic carbon in England. Who's going to buy these credits? In Scotland, the government intends to use the planning system to encourage companies to buy charismatic carbon and biodiversity net credits. We're, of course, talking to a diversity of potential buyers, and they're well aware of the looming need to buy. So the market is coming, we firmly believe. The Scottish Government and many others believe that national scale nature recovery will be impossible without community agency, genuine community agency, and achieving this is a vital intangible business asset for a company like us and for our investors. We're doing well on this front. There are two things that make us completely unique in the industry. We have mass ownership, 809 shareholders currently, including many local community members, and we're rooted in the communities where we work. Most of our teams live full-time in those communities, and here you see some newspaper headlines talking about the work we've been doing on the Tavialloch estate on the west coast of Scotland, the two areas on the west coast that we manage currently. Investors in the round so far include some directors from a wealth management bank. They've done due diligence already. One of our land management partners, and founding funders with real serious business experience in C-suites, investing in the company for the second time. We also have a founder who was lucky enough to bewilderingly win the $500,000 Blue Planet Prize. That's all going into the round. I set up Highlands Rewilding to be a front runner in an emerging market, vital to a livable future. And I'm putting my money where that dream is. I invite you to join me.